What's going on, guys? Bonafide Hustler here, coming to you with a live video here on YouTube. It's about semi-midday on Monday. If you're watching this and it's live, then there should be a feed to your right where you can interact, put remarks, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I'm the Bonafide Hustler. I reside in Austin, Texas. I flip stuff part-time that I find on eBay. Or actually, I find stuff part-time that I find from garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, big box stores. And I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, my antique booth, and also a consignment store in town. That's what I do. I'm also one of the administrators or founders of the greenroomuniversity.com. You definitely want to go check that out if you get a chance. And yeah, so we'll get right to the show. Got to do a sound check, make sure everything sounds good. So help me out there in YouTube land. I want to shout out a couple people here and there to, make sure that I get my shout outs done. And I want to make sure that people can hear me, because it would suck to go through an entire hour of a show and you guys don't hear a single bit of it. So there will be some screen sharing in this show as well. So as soon as I get the screen sharing going, just let me know if you can see it. Now, on this show are 5 mystery brands. I don't see a lot of people talking about these brands. Okay, so I want to bring them to your attention. And 3 of these brands, I'm going to show you live examples right here on this program. So it should be a lot of fun. 2 of these brands, pretty hard to find the stuff, but still, I don't thrift every day of the week. In fact, I probably thrift one. If I'm lucky, I get 2 days, right? I do a bunch of little hot shot runs, but I don't consider that a day of thrifting. They're just really quick, 15 minutes on the way back from the gym, usually, stuff like that. But you never know. It's one of those things. You got to look out for this stuff. Garage sales, thrift stores. You just got to look out for this stuff. Believe me, I've found 3 of the 5 things we're going to be talking about. So I want to show them to you today. All right, so who's in the house? We got Matthew Dresner. I'm looking at YouTube right now. We got David Mar Adiaga, CR Profit, AZ Mick, Janet Rivera, Smoky Blizzard, 14 Amelina. We have Stephen Loray. We have Antiques Archaeology. First time I made a live broadcast. Awesome. Draco Gensi, Iron Fox, Sarah Perry, Thrilla Gorilla Picker, Jimmy K. Sanderson, Terry Berry, and Crackers Keeling. Okay. So, and Jillian, what's up, Jillian? Yeah, Jillian, you should be able to order the shirt. I've been talking to you back and forth. You should be able to get the shirt. I looked and there were measurements for everything, even women's shirts on my official Bonafide Hustler merchandise. There should be 7 things on there now on Amazon if you type in those terms. Official Bonafide Hustler merchandise. If you want to get one of the cool Bonafide Hustler retro 80s inspired t-shirts that I just launched a week ago. Okay, Garage Flips is in the house too. Okay, and we have Slight Weight Fitness. Okay, Bonafide's a bit late. Good sales over the weekend. Every time I was done packaging. Okay, cool. So let's go to the first brand. Let's go into the screen share. And this is something I found. I've found stuff from this brand before, sold it, sells well. And at any given time, there's definitely a decent market, not like a stellar market on eBay, but a good market. And so I want to show you this brand right now. Now, this brand actually comes from Austin, Texas, and it is a cycling-based brand. Pretty big store in Austin. It's worldwide known. And when people come to Austin for various reasons, especially if you're a cyclist, you're absolutely going to set foot into this store because it's, it's a kind of a monumental store. Lance Armstrong is, I don't know if it's part owner or complete owner of this store, but I believe he built the store after his 6th Tour de France win. So the store is called Mellow Johnny's Bike Shop. It's in central part of downtown. I think it's off Lavaca Street. It's right next to the 360 condominium. I mean, if you can imagine condos like sky rises all up and everywhere, and then all of a sudden there's this brick building in the middle. And essentially, that's what Mellow Johnny's is. I don't know if it's an old garage or something, but it has an old elevator inside. It has a sub kind of terranean level in the store as well. But the main floor has most of the bikes that Lance Armstrong has used and won his Tour de France's with, or other Tour de California stuff. And then subterranean, there's a basement where there's a pedal hard studio, which is probably one of the world's best places to really get your VO2 and all that kind of stuff. There's Evan Carmichael down there. He was one of the Tour de France riders at one point, I think, and he does all the training stuff. There's also Project One down there, which is the Trek custom-made Madone bikes. So you can get a custom-made bike with custom anything you want. The shop is down there where you can get those all built. So let's talk about Mellow Johnny's as the first clothing brand that you should definitely know about. And it's definitely something I don't ever hear anybody talking about out there in YouTube land. So that was the goal of the show, is to show you guys some stuff that you've probably never seen before. All right. So let's go into the screen share. And we are on an eBay, listing right here. We're on Mellow Johnny's. That's kind of how you spell it right there, Mellow, and then Johnny's. Cycling bib shorts. I'm going to kind of tell you the differences of what we're looking at here. We are looking at the used, sort by highest, and it's sold listings, okay? And the market for unsold is obviously bigger. So this is what's selling. And like I said, it's a cycling shop. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to find out of a cycling shop are going to be merchandise, but a lot of cycling merchandise will be what's called bibs and shorts and jerseys. So we have bib shorts or bibs and jerseys. So here's a jersey. And this is kind of what's called a bib short. Like you step into it, it's kind of like half shorts, and then it has these suspenders kind of things that allow you to really, really, get out of the saddle. And there's going to be no way that these shorts are going to like kind of inch down your body or anything. So there's suspenders, right? I'll show you another one right here. You can kind of see that. It's almost like a wrestling uniform for like a high school wrestling kind of person. So you get into these and you sling these little suspender things over your shoulders. Then you put the jersey on top. And that's essentially what you have going on when it comes to cycling jerseys. So when you have a jersey and a bib, you can call it this term right here. It's called a kit, all right? So that's when you have two things together, you can say it's a kit, which is great because it's actually a really good keyword. But if you just have a jersey, right, like this person right here didn't put jersey, they put bike shirt. So if they put jersey, I bet you anything, they probably could have got a little, like $5 more on this listing right here. So Mellow Johnny's kit, right? Mellow Johnny's kit, we have $36, 4 bids, 15 shipping. Why are you putting this stuff on auction? I don't know why these people do this. You could just do a buy it now and definitely make about $60. So here we go, Mellow Johnny's right there. A lot of times Mellow Johnny's wear is made by Giordana, which is a really good cycling, like a cycling, how do I say it? Apparel maker or something like that. And a lot of times if you look at Mellow Johnny's stuff, it'll have a star. So here's a star here, we have a star there, there's a star on that one right there. And yeah, there's a lot of stars on Mellow Johnny's gear. Here's a star right here. Sometimes Mellow Johnny's is down here by where the kneecaps are. Sometimes it's on the side right here. But we can see that, 9 bids, $42. It's a Giordana. Some of them are Castelli, but a lot of Giordana stuff as well. And it's really good stuff. Now, of course, some of them are LG, which are not that great. I don't like Louis Garneau as a maker of this kind of stuff, but this one right here, Giordana, really good one. So yeah, look at these jerseys. You can see that the star is all over them. We have some short sleeves. We have some long sleeve ones. We have thermal ones for cold riding. And a lot of the things that you want, when you go into a jersey and you want to sell a jersey, for example, one of the things you're going to have to do, and this is just a dry run right here. We're going to go into this one and check it out. So one of the things that you got to definitely make sure, let me look at them. There's a huge market for Mellow Johnny's stuff like on eBay, right? Tons of stuff on eBay, Mellow Johnny's. But one of the things that you want to be able to say is it a full zip? Is it a quarter zip? Is it a 3/4 zip? That's really important. Looks like this person really didn't do a good job on showing all that. But sometimes you can just tell by looking at it like really closely. You can see the zipper right there. And I would think the zipper probably stops right about that 3/4 line. So this would be a 3/4 zip short sleeve bike jersey, size extra large. And yeah, so as long as it's a Mellow Johnny's jersey, a lot of times you'll see large or mediums or easy to kind of find sizes. Whereas if you hustle one from, let's say, Italy, like straight from Italy, it wouldn't be Mellow Johnny's, first of all. It would be made in Italy, but it's still, Mellow Johnny's stuff is only really found in Austin, Texas. So a lot of these sizes are going to be XXL, XL, and stuff like that. Now, if they have these other kind of measurements, which I believe are more Italian-based measurements, you might want to put them in, okay? And yeah, that'd be really important. But just remember, Mellow Johnny's is the bike shop, and Giordana is the maker of the actual cycling jersey. So that's kind of important. So, but you can see all the way down to here, we have $34.99. This stuff's like all first-class rate too. So no one's paying crazy amounts of money to ship this stuff anywhere. There's some really nice ones like that. Of course, in Austin, Texas, it's a burnt orange one. This is Longhorns, of course, so they make these weird colors like that. And they're really nice jerseys. And trust me, when you go into the store, one jersey's a lot of times like anywhere between $80 and $90, just a jersey top, right? So like this is a really good getup right here. It's a really nice looking cycling kit. So this person messed up too. So this person could have gone buy it now, Mellow Johnny's Giordano jersey and bib shorts kit, and put the sizes down, and took way better pictures, and they could have probably got $50 for this, because this is just a better looking thing. So don't make those errors. Just remember, if you have just the jersey, then you have a jersey. If you have a bib, you have a bib. But if you have two together, you have what's called a kit. Okay, there you go, cycling kit. So that's the first thing I want to show you guys. And another thing that I want to show you guys is what I found the other day. All right, so here from a Goodwill, I found a Mellow Johnny's little bib, right? It's a cycling bib. Now, notice how I said, now you step into it, and then you have these suspender things that kind of go like this. So, and then in the back, there's a little place for like your goo gels and all that kind of stuff, which are not endurance based, but like performance, like enhancing kind of things, but totally legal stuff, right? They're like goo gels that you put in here, and it's something that you can quickly rip open. You can, push it all into your mouth, all the goo, and then off you go, and you might get another 20 minutes of amazing riding out of that. One of the things that, if you are going to be hustling cycling-based stuff, is pilling. You have to know about what's pilling. And pilling is these little tiny fabric balls that start to occur from tiny little micro snags or random stuff, just wear and tear. But this one right here is a Giordano, bib, and it has these little tiny fabric balls that start occurring. Let me see if I can get that. I'll try to point at it right there. Right, you can kind of see them right there, right? Little fabric balls that are coming into play. So look around, right? You're going to start finding some like towards the outer part of the leg, but this is a really good one. In fact, this is a Mellow Johnny's bib from the Pedal Hard Training Center, which is the underground center. Once you walk into the store, you go down, and to the left is Pedal Hard, right? It's a place where, real avid semi-pro or pro cyclists go to get their, VO2 and all that stuff messed with. We're talking like, all hooked up with hoses to their mouths, just like Olympians. So that is downstairs at the Mellow Johnny's bike shop. And, it's a nice, how do I say it? It's a nice bib. Now here's the padding of the bib. A real good bib is going to have, of course, padding. And anytime you see padding like this, or it starts looking like gel, or it feels like gel, that's an added bonus. That means it's kind of like an upper tier type of, bib that you're messing with. Right here we have the sizes extra large 552. So when I list this thing, I'll be putting an extra large 552 on there. This was $8 from a Goodwill, and it's in really good condition, right? So this is for road cycling, not mountain biking. Of course, you could mountain bike with it, but this is more or less for road cycling right there. So I did want to show you guys this. I'll be listing it for somewhere between 50 and 60 bucks, something like that. All right, let me go into the feed real quick. We have we have Mischievous Mal in the house. Darren Eckelman, what's up? Good to see everybody. Yeah. So we have Sin's Closet who's saying, I love your videos. Have helped me so much. Thank you. So you're welcome. All you guys are welcome out there, and gals. You're welcome for the videos. It's fun. Finally on YouTube, doing these live shows, it kind of like, it almost fulfills something that I really wanted to do 5 years ago, which was get paid for like teaching, right? And of course, with AdSense and all that kind of stuff, for me to do a live show for X amount of time, over time, the live show ends up paying pretty decent, right? And it's a way for me to surrender time of my day and train you guys to look for certain things, right? And explain exactly what's going on in my head and what makes it a really good hustle, basically. So it's one of those things, because of YouTube, I finally get to live a semi-dream of mine, which is get paid to teach people how to hustle. And with YouTube and the Green Room University, it's like, it is kind of a dream come true, and it's fun. And I've always liked to teach people. It's always important to tell people, how to fish, not just to give you guys fish and go, here's a red snapper for the day, right? No, I want to show you guys how to catch the red snapper, how to fillet it, descale it, and make the sauce for it and eat it. So that's what it's all about. And yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for I really appreciate it. I can't say it enough. I really can't. I could say it enough, but this show would be like mega boring. So, okay. So that's like brand number one that I want you guys to know about. Okay, Mellow Johnny's, it's very important. Trust me, when people hear that my wife and I live in Austin, Texas, or people from, you know, distant cousins are like, yeah, they live in Austin. They all, if they're any sort of cyclist, they go, oh my God, do they know about the Mellow Johnny's cycling shop? Can they send me something? You know, that might be in a different country. Can they send me something from that shop? Like, you know, it's a really, really world renowned shop. So when people come into town and you're a cyclist, believe me, it's like the Mona Lisa. If you go to Paris and you can appreciate art even a little bit, you're going to go to the Mona Lisa. You know, it's just one of those things. If you're a cyclist, you come in Austin, you're going to set foot into Mellow Johnny's. That's just the way it is. So, and if you go to San Francisco and you like chocolate, go to Ghirardelli Chocolate Factory. It's really awesome. Okay, let's talk about the next brand. Okay, screen share. Let's go into the next one. Now this one's going to have a huge. How do I say it? Yes, a huge following as of recent for sure. A big following in the Orient, in Japan, there's a huge following for this. I mean, this is a big deal out there in Japan. It's definitely big with the youngsters slash all the way up to like working, you know, young working class people that are relatively still on the young side. It's a clothing brand where you got, I mean, it's just, for me, I don't know why, but like recently some of the largest YouTubers have started to wear this, and it's something that's on my radar. I haven't found any of it yet, but it's something that I don't hear anybody ever talking about. I think I might have heard it once mentioned quickly on a show somewhere in distant YouTube land. So I'm going to show you guys what it is today. And I want you guys to definitely keep your eyes out for it, but it might be hard to find it, like I said, okay? But it's got a huge market on eBay, huge. So it is a bathing ape, right? Now, Bathing Ape is a brand that originated out of Japan. Actually sold, I think, back in 2009, but it was started, I believe, in '93 by a guy whose last name was something Harajuku. And yeah, it's basically a really interesting artistic type brand that does collaborations with what back in the day was like what Pepsi, Carhartt, some other brands, but a very interesting brand nevertheless. We're going to go into sold listings, pre-owned, and sort by highest. And you can kind of see what's going on right here, right? So it's one of those brands that's, you know, relies heavily on art. One of the cool things that they have are these parkas, or they have these hoodies that are fully zipped up, like all the way to the very top. They zip up, and some of them are really neat, like the shark ones. Like here's a shark hoodie yellow, right? But let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's the hood of the hoodie, right? Like here's where most hoodies stop, like right around here, and this one keeps zipping all the way to the top, right? All the way. So it's really interesting looking. You can see that these are, you know, heavily sought out. We're in the used category, guys. The used category of Bathing Ape. We have 1,486 results. And it's also known as BAPE, B-A-P-E. So you can see it says BAPE right here. We got BAPE right there. So that's definitely one of the keywords. Should you find one of these things, you definitely want to put a Bathing Ape. And then you might want to put what they're actually collaborating with. Like this one's collaborating Transformers. This one's Star Wars. And you can kind of see some don't collaborate with anything. They're just a Bathing Ape as the brand. Kind of like these right here, like these camo hoodies that are the shark ones, you know. But definitely one of those things. Here's Babe. Here's Babe plus Champion. So they did with one with Champion. 42 bids, guys. 42 bids at $415. This is absolute bonkers, right? Now, I think unlike Supreme, which is the other really amazing brand out there, which it seems to compete with, Supreme is usually made in very limited quantities, and I haven't been able to research whether BAPE does the kind of the same marketing kind of thing. But Supreme is one of those things, like you never hear about people like waiting outside for like a new Jordan release. Was kind of the same thing with Supreme clothing as well. When Supreme drops a certain thing, there's only like X amount made in certain sizes only, and so yes, there's a lot of lines outside those stores. And should you be lucky enough to find one on the secondhand market, which, you know, if you're going to find one of these, you're likely to probably find it at a place like, I mean, I don't know if you'll find this at a thrift store, but you might find it at a place like Plato's Closet or Buffalo Exchange or something like that. Maybe a very angry parent just cleans out like a teenager's room and just takes this, right? And then just donates it. Who knows? But as we can see, these Bathing Ape things are awesome. So some say BAPE on there. But it's a Bathing Ape, comes straight out of Japan. And you're gonna, if you follow any some of the biggest YouTubers, I'm telling you, you're going to see them wearing this stuff. So yeah, and one of the most notable YouTubers that wears it all the time is a guy named Rice Gum, and he wears this all the time. I mean, all the time. And this stuff is crazy expensive. Like when he's buying it in the stores, it is like really, really expensive. But it's pretty interesting. So this one's here, half shark, half alligator. You can see these prices are they're still in the used market. I can go forever, but I want you guys to know this brand because yeah, it's so here's one. 14 Emelina is basically saying, I think Bape is the same. It has limited runs, which I would suspect yes, because I don't see a whole lot of like the same. I see a lot of different one-off kind of things. So yeah, I guess my speculation was kind of like that it would be a limited run kind of thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if like rap artists or people that are in the music industry that like high-end fashion stuff. Here we go. Here's Pharrell stuff. So like, yeah, Pharrell wears it. So there we go. I didn't even see that picture, but I was just already seeing these pants and I was like, this is definitely the kind of stuff that musical artists would wear for sure. But very neat. I hope one of you guys can find it out there. I'm always on the hunt for this crap, and maybe I'll find one, right? But yeah, Bape did sell back in the day for what was the equivalent of about 2.8 US dollar, 2.8 million US dollars, right? I think it sold back in maybe 09 or something like that. So yeah, interesting brand. You guys definitely need to know about it. And by the way, I haven't asked yet on the show, but do me a favor real quick, which is hit the like button. Now, I wish I could show you guys some bathing ape kind of stuff, but I have not found one of these things. It's crazy, but I wanted to show you because I don't really hear people talking about this thing at all. I do see it in mainstream YouTuber land, but I don't see it in like, reselling picker land. So there you go. Kind of like a bolo. Maybe you'll find it, maybe you're not. This is the thing. Like my channel has a reach of over 22K. I'm pretty sure someone out there that's going to watch this video is going to find one of these things probably within a year. It's just the way it happens. It's just the law of it. It's a law of attractions, numbers. It's all that. As soon as you know about a bolo, it starts going on in your head and you're like, oh, and maybe you find it at the thrift store. Maybe you find a little shark hoodie at the thrift store. I don't know. But, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. I think one of you guys is going to find it for sure. But yeah, smash that like button. That's what Raykin says all the time. Definitely would appreciate that. Oh, Matthew Dresner already found a pair of Bape jeans. Cool. Dresner, did you just find them or did you sell them? Let me know. So see, that's what I'm talking about. Someone in the feed already found some. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, one day Bathing Ape is going to do a collab with Bonafide Hustler. I'm just telling you, one day, right? One day. So Dave Cussin says, I like what you have to say. It's very good, no BS info. Yeah, So there we go. Oh, and Matthew Dresner says last year he sold it for $80. So cool. Hey, bolo's a bolo. I hope you guys can find some of this stuff. Let's go to the next brand, which I have one of these things down here that I'm going to show you guys. Thrifty Treasures is saying, probably bringing my husband to the meetup this year. That's right. We have a green room meetup in July. Tickets are coming out literally like tomorrow or the next day. So better be quick and you'll see why. If you're in the green room, you better be fast. Just trust me. And she's saying, I might bring my husband to the meetup this year. 2 years ago, she brought Kurt and I got to meet Kurt. So yeah, Kurt was awesome. It was good to see all you guys. Tom Pierce says, how does Supreme compare selling wise to a Bathing Ape? Let's go through that right now. Let's go into the actual. Okay, so here's the eBay thing, right? And let's present this to everyone. So let's take a look at that, right? Let's take a look how Supreme does. So right there, Supreme men's clothing. We can look at that. And look at the market here, right? So we have sold listings. Let me make sure I go to used. Let's go to pre-owned. So yeah, I think a Bathing Ape is definitely catching up. It's definitely gaining some ground on Supreme. But here's Supreme, and they do collaborations with all kinds of brands, North Face. I mean, there's just a billion of them, right? There's so many. So maybe even Nike. They do so many collabs. And you can see, here we go. Here's Supreme this. Here's a North Face Supreme collab on that one. Yeah, this is not a North Face. This is not a Supreme collab at all. I know what this is. But anyway, yeah, so this is what Supreme looks like. They just put a crazy Supreme logo. A lot of times it's just red and white letters. like that right there. I mean, you'll see that on a lot of their clothing. I know a hustler in the green room. He lives in Austin who did find a Supreme shirt at a thrift store. So another kind of bolo for you guys to take a look for this brand Supreme, which is definitely limited type production type wear. Here's a North Face Supreme puffer jacket. I think one of the coolest ones. I mean, it's kind of weird, but like I think it's the leopard. Yeah, leopard one. There's a leopard North Face jacket, which is like really cool. Let me see. I really like it. One day maybe I'll get it. I like these. I don't know why I like them, but they're interesting and they're so weird. But they were featured on some rap video like this one right here. And for some reason I want one. I can't even explain why. It's almost embarrassing to say that I want it, but I kind of do. I never thought that I would want something like this, but I kind of want something like this. But it's very neat, nevertheless. So yeah, it's a kind of a leopard, down jacket collab with the North Face Supreme. Buy it now, $269.99. And if we go into the used category of that, we can still see that this stuff, probably person number one didn't buy it and didn't pay, so he sold it again. Here it is. But they're nice. I like it. Even a short, like a pair of board shorts, right? This person probably took an offer of $100. That's crazy if you think about it for board shorts. Yeah, but this is the one I want right here. I like this one. I don't know why. I like this one. I just do. So one of you guys, please buy it for me. Okay, let's go into the next brand. And I have a live example for you as well. So the next brand that we are going to be talking about today is Norröna. All right. So we can go into women's or men's. We'll just go into Norröna, which is a Norwegian based brand, outdoor / sporting brand. We can go into the used category. We got 278 used solds. All right. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about right here. Now, I have a live example here, which we'll show you after, but a lot of Norröna stuff is like over and beyond badass stuff. Like it's so awesome. So the one and only Norröna thing that I've ever found, I happen to have here. And I did decide to keep it indefinitely until something else comes around that I like better, because this thing is like wicked awesome. So Norröna's known for outerwear, of course. Being in Norway, things are super cold and there's a lot of skiing going on and a lot of winter stuff and activities and a ton of rain. So we got a lot of stuff where it says Primaloft, Gore-Tex. That means it's got insulation, it's waterproof. Look at this, right? One jacket, $300. That's used, guys. Gore-Tex Pro Shell. So anything time you hear a shell, it's usually just really thin. It's just Gore-Tex. Means you could put anything down related underneath. We have Recon pants, which are for snowboarding or skiing. A pair of pants, guys. It's probably sold for like $250, right? It's crazy if you think about it. Here we go. We got some bibs that sold for this much with 17 bids. So the jacket that I have is called a Svalbard, which is the time that I bought it, which was about 2.5 years ago. I got it from a garage sale for like $20. The Svalbard jacket at that time was selling for like $479.99 or something like that new. And I was like, holy crap, I'll probably never find one of these again. So, and here, even in YouTube sold land, the Svalbard, I don't see it yet. So anyway, it's just a brand to kind of know about. Here's kind of what it looks like. We'll go into this one and I'll show you guys the actual brand itself, what it kind of, so you can kind of see what to look for. So there you go, Norröna. All right, Norröna. I mean, if you're thinking, is this as good as Patagonia or is this as good as North Face? I'm gonna tell you right now, it's better. It's better in a billion ways. Like the interior is just nice, man. It is. The interior has, taped seams and all that kind of stuff, but it has this like layer of fabric, which is crazy, crazy comfortable. You could wear it with a t-shirt if you want to. And if you wear a normal raincoat with a t-shirt, like it gets all sticky and humid and hot. These are so nice. Like it's hard to explain when I put this jacket on. I mean, I feel so good when this jacket's on, and it has all this, not this jacket right here, but I'm just kind of showing you, what to look for. All their seams are rubberized, and I mean, there's no water getting into this thing. They're completely impermeable. They have pit zips, and the actual name of the jacket is going to be usually on the arm somewhere. So that's a Gore-Tex jacket that's sold for $200 right there. And yeah, it's definitely a brand that I want you guys to know about, Norröna. So let's kind of get into and yeah, it's going to be men's and women's. So here's a women's jacket right here, Norröna women's jacket, Pro Shell, which means it's a shell, okay? You can put warm stuff underneath. women's hooded jacket. The hood is fully, I mean, it's got all kinds of drawstrings and stuff to get the exact angle that you want with the visor. It has like this little built-in visor, and you can custom this thing out to where it doesn't matter what kind of rain or the angle it's coming at you, you will not get it on your face. So anyway, so there we go. This person right here, Narana, just said, man, that's the weirdest listing I've ever seen. I'm not trying to like, look at this listing, guys. I just saw this today. Like, how does this guy sell this just with one word, right? Talk about a powerful brand. You put one word, and that's the most strongest keyword. This guy's ranking higher than any one of these people. So I wonder what kind of model this thing is. Hell, maybe this thing is a Svalbard. Never know. Nope, it's a troll vegan. Man, that sounds like a healthy person in YouTube land that likes to mess with people's eBay accounts. A troll vegan, yeah, vegan troll. So definitely a brand you got to know about. Let me back up here. Let me get out of this screen share, and let's talk to you guys. You guys want to see the live example? I want to show you some cool things about it. You know, successfully hustling outdoors garb comes down to knowing what you're looking at. It comes down to being confident enough to understand taped seams, weather stripping zippers, or weather stripped zippers, what everything comes down to. Like, how does it all put together and all that kind of stuff? Because when I saw this at a garage sale, I actually paid $80 for 5 different pieces of outdoor gear. 4 of them were Patagonia things, right? So yeah, that was worth it. But the last thing was the Narana jacket, which is right here. So, and this is not one of those things like, let me show off my cool stuff. Like, it's not about that. It's all about you guys learning. And so here's what the Narana jacket looks like, right? Kind of a weird color. I kind of wish it was black, honestly. But it's this lime green color, right? It's beautiful. I mean, I'm talking gorgeous. So let's talk about what makes this thing so amazing. It has these weather stripping zippers. Let me kind of show you. It's not just a normal zipper, right? It is a zipper with a really good pull, all right? And I mean, the stripping on the zipper, how do I say? I guess it's weather stripping. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. But you can kind of see, like right here, normal zippers on raincoat have this flimsy type of stuff. This thing is almost sticky. It's nice, and you can see there's no way water can get through that, right? There's not a single way that water can get through this. And that's the first thing that you can kind of see. Then there's these little tiny things that you get to notice about this garb. Like when the zipper's all the way up, it has this guard right here, which when your chin hits it, it doesn't hurt it, right? Or whereas other type jackets, they just, when the zipper's done, it's there. And then when your chin hits it over time, it just feels really effed up. Like it's not good, right? But this one, I mean, the zipper goes almost into this little thing. You can see. That's pretty cool. And believe me, that's like the sign of something really good. But let's go deeper into it. Right? If we take a look at it, it's also made out of really, how do I say it? DWR, durable water repellent ripstop nylon as well. If you look very closely into this fabric, it's almost like really fine patchwork of squares. So if it starts to rip somewhere, it stops the rip. So it's got ripstop type fabric on there, which is really interesting. You don't usually find that on raincoats. A lot of times raincoats are real cheap and they're very thin and they're very compactable. Like this one's not super compactable, but then again, you ain't gonna like sit there and go through one of these a year. You'll go through one of those other raincoats like every single year because they're just junk. But this type of raincoat you keep for a lifetime, right? All right, so there's the brand right there, Narana, right? The O has a little thing through it at the very end. As stated before, the actual sleeve is going to have the model of it. So this is what the Svalbard looks like. It just says Svalbard. And then we have not just normal pit zips, which, you know, in a rainstorm, sometimes it rains and then it stops, and then it rains again and it stops, but then you can get kind of hot in the jacket. So you have what's called a pit zip, which is a zipper that's right next to your armpit that usually goes from here to like right here. So on the Narana stuff, the actual pit zip, you can see how long it is, right? I mean, this is the pit zip right here. If I open it, you know, it goes directly into the jacket where my armpit would be, right? So here's the jacket, the front of it, and there's the pit zip that I just opened right there. And you can see how long this pit zip is, right? Pretty crazy. So that is a big piece of the puzzle as well. You know, when it rains and then it stops and it rains and it stops, I mean, in order, how do I say it? Like, to where you don't have to take the jacket on and off all the time. It gets really annoying. You just open up the pit zips and open up everything. So so that's one of the big things. Like all these all these zippers are nice and have weather stripping on them. Now, once we get into the jacket, this is the best part of the whole jacket, honestly, is once we're in it, you start to realize that, it is in impeccable condition, first of all. And this, whatever this is, it's almost like a nylon fabric. When you go into it, it's not just here. And a lot of jackets, they kind of stop right around here because the sleeve, they make a really cheap fabric inside. This one has it all the way through the jacket. Like it's all the way. So like you're going to get the same feeling against your skin right here as you would if you put your arm through it. None of it's going to catch or get hot or anything. So it's really awesome inside the jacket. Now, one of the last things you have are taped seams to where you don't feel the seams when you're in the jacket. So that's a really big plus as well. So you can see where the jacket was put together with all these seams right here. Then they tape over it. So it has taped seams, which is a huge indicator of like incredible craftsmanship. And then even the pocket inside is a taped pocket. Like the pocket, they don't even want it to snag on your clothing or anything, right? It's taped all the way through here. You can even see the pocket, but it's a taped pocket. So that's amazing. Doesn't matter. Even at the end of where the pit zip is, here's the end of the pit zip inside the jacket. They want to make sure that that doesn't hurt you, right? So they even taped over that part, which is crazy. The craftsmanship of this jacket is an unbelievable jacket if you look at it. So that's the big thing. And then also the hood has a place to pull right here to make it tighter. It has a visor kind of thing right here. And then it has even like an internal hood thing right here, which keeps it nice and snug to your head, to where the fabric of the jacket right here isn't rubbing against your head. It's just this nice thing right there. And then it has a pull on the back, which you'll find on a lot of jackets as well. And this is to cinch it and to maybe pull the visor back or let it go forward more right here. An incredible jacket right there for 20 bucks. If I was to sell it, I would be asking somewhere around 300 or so. But I like it enough. I like it enough to keep it. So anyway, that's what it is. I thought it was really cool. It can withstand just about all the elements. That's what it is. And what I like about this jacket more than anything is it's nice and tapered too. It's not like big and bulky. It's a nice tapered kind of jacket. So I wanted to show you that jacket. I wanted to show you that brand because I think it's a really interesting thing out there that I know someone's going to find one of those as well. Yeah, the high-tech aspect is really cool. Tag Knox out of the feed is saying that the high-tech aspect is cool. It definitely is cool. And when you get around some really good stuff, it's, the name of the game is to sell all this stuff. But, also I've taken that jacket everywhere I've gone. Like every outdoors trip I've been on, everywhere I've been, that might have weird weather, I've brought that jacket with me. So it's not like I'm not using it. So anyway, yeah, the zipper is wicked awesome. That's right, Brian Kingsbury. That's what I'm talking about too. And the person that sold it to me was like, that Patagonia stuff is really good that you're buying. He's like, but nothing holds a candle to this jacket right here. He's like, I moved from, I think it was Washington or something like that. He's like, I moved to Austin and I don't plan to go back there anytime soon. He's like, it makes me really, really angry to sell it, but I'm not using it. I haven't used it in like 2 or however many years. So he's like, I'll give it to you for 20 bucks. He's like, I guarantee you though, if you go home and look that thing up, you're going to be very surprised. And I did, thinking like, what a crock of, total BS. Because a lot of people that tell you that, you go home and you're like, okay, total BS. I went home, I researched the brand, looked that thing up, and I was like, holy crap, that is incredible. So yeah, thought you guys would want to know what that one is all about. So let's go into now the next brand so we can learn some more stuff. Now this brand, when I went to Chicago like a couple years ago, I went into this store of this brand. This brand was founded in the UK. I want to say London, maybe the early 2000s or late 90s. And this brand is very popular in London pop culture. And then it bled kind of into US pop culture. And there's even a lyric in the Suit and Tie song by Justin Timberlake where Jay-Z says this brand, right? So let's go into what this brand is. And not many people I ever hear talk about this. I've heard it a couple times on YouTube, but not very many. So let's go into All Saints. So All Saints is, let's go into All Saints men's clothing. We'll just go in the men's line right now. It is a men's and women's wear kind of company. We'll go into the pre-owned. We have 1,566 pre-owned items coming up, sold, pre-owned, sort by highest, and a lot of the ones at the top are going to be the biker jackets or the cafe racer type jackets, all weather type stuff too. I mean, but they're very fashion-based jackets. So as you can see, we have a lamb one right here with interesting shoulder pads, all the way down to ones with zippers that are like all the way to the side. I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of like biker slash cafe racer type jackets in this brand. But when you go into the store in Chicago, it's on the main strip with all the expensive stores. If you go into the All Saints store, I mean, man, I was blown away because the entire front of the store was vintage Singer sewing machines and all kinds of really cool stuff. And then when you get inside, you realize, holy crap, they have a lot of really interesting looms and fabric based things that came out of like the 20s and the 30s, and it's just sitting there in pristine condition, kind of right in the middle of the actual sales floor. And all of the stuff that they use to hang their clothing on or to have their folded clothing on are all older type tables from like steel mills and fabric mill and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this store is a one of a kind store. If you're ever in Chicago and you're walking around downtown, um, you can't miss it. It's an amazing store. You have to walk into it. But we're easily on the second page, and I'm scrolling. We still have jackets that are selling for $239. This is a very important brand to know about. I'm still yet to find this brand, but my bona fide cheddar senses are definitely kicking all the time. Always looking for it, and I'm just happy I was able to actually walk into the store and really get to feel a lot of this stuff too. Because that's one thing, right? It's one thing to have a market that sells real good, and then you touch it and you're like, man, what a load of junk, right? And then sometimes you go into it kind of like CC Filson on in this brand, All Saints. You go in there and you touch it and you're like, holy moly, man, this is superior clothing, really, in a fashion sense, in a craftsmanship sense. It's just good clothing, period. So if anyone wants to buy me this jacket, I'll take it right there. I like that one. So whoever's my best friend, yeah, you can buy me that one right now. But yeah, I mean, you can see it's the slim fit, right? Anytime that you're dealing with pop culture, you're not going to find anything baggy. You're going to find things that are tapered, they're slim. They're on people that are, the models are definitely probably on a deficit of some sort. I mean, these are really slim people. This is like a slender man kind of person. But the jackets are nice, right? They're men's and women's, although we are in the men's section right now. Here's one worn by Kit Harington, whoever that is. He's probably pretty cool though. And here's still the jacket. So if anyone wants to buy me this jacket, please do. I would like it. Oh, we have Wentz. We have Pete Wentz. There we go. That's the Fall Out Boy guy, I think. Yeah. So it's definitely worn by a lot of famous people, as you can see. All right, so that's a brand you got to know about. I can keep going and scrolling down. In fact, let's take a look what page 7 looks like. And then once we get to page 7, let's look at what page 9 looks like. And maybe we'll get down to like some All Saints underwear or something. We're like a shirt here. This is a nice shirt, actually. I would have been convinced that this was Orvis or something else, or maybe even Filston. But this is nice. All Saints Hilliard shirt. $70 together right there. This one looks like almost looks like polo. This one has one bid, $70. That's nice. We got some jeans that, if you're not looking, maybe you'd pass these right up. Never know. I'm not really a jeans kind of person, but I think it's a matter of time before I find this brand in the wild. And I definitely try to look when I go to garage sales and thrift stores. I try to look at the coat rack every time, coat and jacket rack all the time, because you can make big money when you go to the coat and jacket rack. The jeans rack, I'm more or less looking for like outdoor based jeans and cool and how do I say it? Mountain Hardwear stuff. But when I go to the jacket rack, it's like anything goes, man. I'm looking for all kinds of good stuff. Here's a bomber jacket, non-leather, probably sold for $50 with 10 shipping. So yeah, plenty of money to be made here. I want you guys to start looking out for that stuff. Hopefully you guys know about it. I want to go into the comment feeds real quick here before I get to my last brand. If you're enjoying the show, guys, like one thing you can do, and this keeps these shows alive, it keeps the whole bona fide cheddar dream alive of me teaching you guys on YouTube land. But now hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh man, we have 2 people that disliked the video, man. 2 people got their head chomped off by the Bape hoodie, dude. They really did. They couldn't handle it. So yeah, they sell this brand in Bloomingdale's, is what Nike Boxes is saying. Nike Boxes says, don't scroll down too much. You'll find my listings. That's funny. Thrifty Treasures, Tanya saying, impressive. So Michael Amaya says, shoot, I just jumped on the feed. What was the brand of that last seamless jacket? We've been talking about All Saints, and we also talked about Norrona, Norrona. So yeah, All Saints, everyone's talking about it. Oh, you're welcome. 14 Amelina says, thanks for showing us that jacket, which I did show. You can go back after this is a non-live show. Take a look at the video. I showed my actual Norrona raincoat. It's super awesome. So anyway, yeah, and Mellow Jimmy says, dang, Bonafide really loves the jacket. I do. I really do. Okay. So, and Clearing Clutter for Clarity says, yeah, I'll have to watch the replay. And that's one of those things, you know, if you're lucky to find the Bonafide live shows or these kind of shows, they're fun because you can get some, you know, shout outs, whatever, and you can ask questions. But you can also watch them after the fact. Okay. And it's just as good. It's just, yeah, you can watch it after the fact. Jay Run says, hey, what's up, brother? I just turned $7 into $200 with a wide format printer. Thanks, brother. You're welcome. You're welcome. So there you go. I talked about wide format printers in many videos, but I really kind of emphasized them on a video about 2 months ago, I want to say. So if you're lucky enough to find out where that one is, I can't even figure it out at this point, but I know I've talked about it about 2 months ago in a video. Thrifty Treasure says, I'm writing down these brands in the notes in my iPhone. Thanks. See, that's what you got to do. You got to do that. Get out there, start looking. It's very, very important. It's very important. Just look. And Just Janice says, Bonafide, you rock. I love your content as always. Thank you so much. So yeah, hit the like button, please. Oh man, someone took out away their dislike, dude. Someone found a Bape hoodie now. So they didn't get eaten up by the shark hoodie. They actually found the shark hoodie and they're going to sell it. So, you know, very little hate on these type of shows. I honestly don't understand if someone was to hate the video just because it's just teaching. It's just telling you guys to look out for some stuff. But then again, maybe you knew about all 5 of these brands and this last one, which should be really good. I'm pretty sure nobody knows about this one, but I'm going to tell you a hint. It's been staring at you all the time when you watch Bonafide Hustler videos. Can anybody guess what that is? It's been staring at you all the time when you watch my videos, or a large portion of my videos in the past year and a half. It's been staring right in your face. So take a guess. What do you guys think it is? What do you think that brand is? This is definitely a brand that nobody talks about, 100%. So this is Bolo for you guys for sure. Trust me. And I am on the hunt to find more of this stuff. It's hard to find. I had to buy my way into this brand and get it, but who knows? 14 Amelina. All right, so someone figured it out. Yes, the trucker hat that I'm wearing. So, and a lot of people are guessing this Endless Summer thing, which is good because this is I think this movie was made in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been 80s. Someone help me out on that. Bruce Brown's Endless Summer, really good movie. Endless Summer 2, I really like that one too. But this is Bruce Brown's Endless Summer. Someone look it up for me. I think it's in the 70s, but it could be early 80s. But yes, the brand is up here, okay? So the brand we're going to be talking about is this brand right here. Take a look at it. It's called Aviator Nation, run out of Venice, California. Do you guys see it? Aviator Nation. It's definitely a little bit more newer of a brand. I want to say this brand started in 06 or something like that. And pretty much nobody's talking about this brand, and that's fine. I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, you know, like give me credit for all the times that it ever gets said from every YouTube video possible from this point forward. But I want to bring it to your attention because it's one of those things that I'm pretty sure with the amount of people that watch my videos, that someone out there is going to find it, especially if you're kind of close to the California coastline, because that's where a lot of it originates from. But it doesn't matter because even if you have big festivals around your part of town, doesn't matter if it's Coachella, Lollapalooza, and I think Austin City Limits. I know that this brand was contracted to make gear for Austin City Limits, and I think Lollapalooza as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the reason why I say that is because those are worldwide type festivals, okay? People come from all over the world, all over the country, and they go to those festivals, they pick up merchandise. This is what everyone does when they go to these festivals. They get hammered, they get high, they do drugs, and they buy a lot of merch, okay? A lot of merch. So in the past 2 years that I've been at a festival, and you can watch my footage on YouTube, but I go there and like this past year, I was like, oh my God, I got to get more of these hats because they fit amazing and I love them. I love the whole story of the company. I love just how simple this stuff is. and it fits really, really well. But that doesn't have anything to do with the company. That just has to do with the hat maker that they're contracted with. But I'm going to show you these 3 things right here. So these are, one of these hats could arguably sell for, honestly, if I was to put it up, I believe I could probably sell it for somewhere between $60 and $80. I'm not even kidding, because the last one that sold on eBay, as of like a month ago, I don't know if it's up there anymore, it was a black version of this, used condition, but I've never seen the red one come up. So if you ever see me wearing this hat right here, all right, yeah, this is a Aviator Nation hat. So it has the N right there, and Aviator Nation usually has the N on the side of their hats. Like here we have one that says N right there. All right, so this is an Austin City. These are all ACL hats. Like this one right now is not an ACL, but it was bought at ACL. So this is an Austin City Limits patch hat right there. Extremely, extremely hard to find. Like very, I wouldn't say it's collector based, but it's one of those, like if I put this on eBay, which I'm not because I love it. I really like this hat. I love it. I know it would sell between 60 and 80. The black one sold for 50. I know that much. And I have never seen the red one up. So when you have something that kind of rare, you can kind of command the market and just let it sit there. But I could definitely get that thing moving if I want to. I'm not going to, though. I like it too much. This one right here, I might get this one sold. I don't know. This was from 2015 Austin City Limits Festival right there. As you can see. Now, one of the things about this brand is they really immerse themselves in 70s types surf culture / skating culture. And so a lot of the things that you see are kind of reminiscent of 70s clothing back in the day. The type of clothing that people would wear if you were just almost like a wanderer, right? Like you just lived by whatever happened in your day, right? And you wanted to go to the beach and you did bonfires and probably smoked weed, you know, that kind of lifestyle where it was just no worries, like, you know, don't worry, be happy, you know, that whole thing. So the person that created this started in fairs and moved into, you know, real professional production type stuff. Now, if you go to the website, and we're going to go into the eBay solds and completed, but if you go to the website for this brand, you are going to be blown away at how much some of this stuff is for how basic it is. Okay. Now, it's not the same kind of prices as Bathing Ape or any of that stuff. It doesn't have that same marketing model where it's like limited runs or anything like that. These things have, they're available on a semi-regular basis. So none of it really goes out of stock. But the style is really neat, and it's something a lot of, how do I say it? People in Hollywood are starting to wear it a lot, and it's an interesting brand, and it has a lot of rainbow type stuff on it too, which is cool. So let me show you. Yeah, I'm talking like this one right here is an Aviator Nation. It's got the, you know, dude surfing right there. It's got the rainbow, right? It says Venice, California. It's a patch hat, right? It's a patch hat on a normal hat that you can, you know, contract with. This one right here is a patch as well, but this is the harder to find one right there. And then the other one's from the 2015 Austin City Limits Festival. Both of these are actually from 2015 Austin City Limits Festival. This one it was not offered in 2016. I know that. The black one was. There was a purple version of this. There was a green one, and there was a blue one of this, but never the red one again. So that's kind of a rare item. This one right here is offered on almost every ACL that I've been to. And then this one right here was semi-hard to find. It was like kind of a one-off when I went to the booth. They actually had an Aviator Nation booth like sitting right there, its own booth outside of the Austin City Limits merchandise. But when I did my research, I realized it was one of the very few companies. I think Austin City Limits contracted with 4 companies this year. One was Howler Brothers. The other one was this one. And there were 2 other ones that are kind of like smaller companies, but they contracted with them to make gear for the festival. And these people, man, they just sell out so fast. Day one, this stuff gets sold out. So let's go into the eBay thing and show you guys Aviator Nation real quick. Whoops, that's not the right one. That's just me. I will get you to the right one. Okay, so we're going to go into eBay. Let me present this to everyone. This is the last brand of the day. So hit the like button for intense learning right here. Am I not doing this? Aviator. Okay, so unisex clothing, shoes, and accessories. We can go into that because I don't think there's going to be any. Ooh, I guess there are other stuff that are Aviator Nation. So let's go into Aviator Nation unisex clothing accessories. And we'll go into the solds and price by shipping. Look at this, right? So like this on the site is like $170. Here's the one with the Indian head, super awesome. Some are really, really basic stuff. I mean, this one's just a basic blue, gray, black rainbow looking thing. This one says Pray to Surf. This girl's hair is completely dry, so I don't think she's praying hard enough. Yeah, you need to pray more and have wet hair, sandy wet hair. This one says locals only. This one just has a bolt. I mean, look at this, 11 bids at $92 for a bolt, right? Crazy. Look at this one. It just says locals only, $105. This one's pretty cool. I give this one all right. Like, this one's probably worth 96 bucks. This one's probably worth about 90 right there. I like that one a lot. This one's pretty awesome. But yeah, if you go into the site, or if you go into Aviator Nation Google images, you'll start seeing like other celebrities wearing this stuff. It's really basic stuff, guys. I think if you were just combing through an actual section in a thrift store and you saw this, you'd probably go right past it and not even think twice. But that's what this show's all about. Is to show you guys, like, start looking for this Aviator Nation. It's the AV, right? Oh, here's the one that my hat shows exactly right there. This was a little too loud for me. Has the Aviator Nation on the side. I'm not all about this one, but I would definitely rep that. I would rep this. I would rep that. I would rep all of this stuff. It's really basic, really amazing stuff. I like the way it looks. And we're still on page 2 right here, and still great selling prices. If you go to the Aviator Nation site, you cannot find anything Austin City Limits or Lollapalooza or anything, so you have to find it through eBay. Here's one that says Tribe of Peace, 38 bucks for a trucker hat, guys, right? Pretty crazy, right? Here's one that says Lollapalooza. Here's a Lollapalooza one. All right, so this is a $25 hat. Probably could have got more for that one, honestly. Here's just a patch, and this one is definitely not Aviator Nation, but it's here. But I wanted to show you guys this brand because I think it's a really awesome brand. I think it's definitely up and coming, and they have signature hoodies on their site. So take a second out of your day and just go to the Aviator Nation website and check out the prices of stuff and look at all of the variants of clothing that they have. So you can be out there and when you're sifting through a pile at a garage sale and it seems like the type of people that might own this stuff, you might want to just stop and look for some Lulu type clothing, look for this, look for other stuff, kits, and just look for random stuff and some CC Filson stuff, because a lot of those run in like the same circles. I mean, people that want not super flashy stuff, but very unique stuff, right? So look at this. Aviator Nation just says Venice Beach, California. I mean, these things probably sold for 70. This one probably sold for 75. This one sold right here for 68. I mean, it's really basic stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's nice regardless, any way you look at it. So I hope you guys liked that last brand right there. So that's pretty much it. What does the rainbow mean? I don't know. It's just, it was heavily immersed in 70s culture. I mean, you're seeing triangles and rainbows and very linear type things with almost like sunset hash marks in them. So that's kind of like a big thing of the 70s. I mean, if you look at the Bruce Brown Endless Summer picture, I mean, it's very, the colors are, there are not many colors on that picture, right? It's like 4 basic colors, but the way it's put together is almost art, right? So yeah, I hope you guys liked the show. What did they sell new for in stores, Brian Kingsbury? If you go to the site and you take a look, I know Aviator Nation, I don't know if on Congress Avenue here in Austin, Texas, if I've seen any contracted into any of the stores, but I can imagine that if you go to the site, you can figure out which stores you can find it at. I know that if you buy off the site, this stuff is pretty expensive. But if you go to the festivals, like these hats are $30 hats at the festivals. All the ones that you see right here are $30 hats, which is not bad. Like if I was to take some pretty good ones and just get a hunch and go, okay, I'm going to buy 10 of these and 10 of those and whatever, and then hope to flip them for $80 later after the festival's completely gone. I think that could be a play. I might do it next year. I don't know. It's really hard not to buy something from them and wear it because I really like the way it looks. I like the colors. It's basic. Like, I like that stuff. So, yeah. 14 Amelina says, I always wondered about your hats. Yeah. So, like I said, this is one I take very, very good care of. Yeah. And I wash this one in the shower when I'm in the shower. Like every now and then I'll wash this one, but I don't put it in a dishwasher. I don't put it in a normal washing machine. I hand wash this one with anyway, TMI, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. Thanks a lot for keeping the feed really good and positive. I hope you learned some stuff with these 5 brands. Yeah, hit the like button. I got to get out of here, but hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler live show. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. Goodbye.